when ye pray, say, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done as in heaven, so in earth. You see, that's King James English. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. You see, this is one of the powerful teachings that Christ taught his disciples. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So whatever God is doing up there, God wants to do the same thing here on earth. You see that? Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So it means that there is a will of God that is controlling heaven. And that same will, he wanted to control the earth. The earth simply means you and I. We owns the earth. We are on earth. Not only some portion of your life, but every aspect of your life, the will of God must be done. You don't plan something and say, God, I have planned this thing. I want you to come inside. I have planned this. I need you to come. I have chosen this. I want you to come. I have chosen that. No, it should be that God has chosen things and he asks you to come inside. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You see? So God's plan in heaven must be done on earth. Nothing else aside what God has decided. Your marital life, your business life, your educational life, your financial life, your spiritual life, every aspect of your life, God has a say. God has his will on every aspect of your life. And you know why? It is important to yield to the will of God, because that is the best for you. That is the best for you. What you have chosen and whichever way you are going, it is going to end you in sorrow and in suffering. Because man doesn't know what is good for him. Man doesn't know what is good for him. Man doesn't know what is good for him. As humans, we don't know what is good for us. If you see somebody say, I know what is good for me, I know that it's all lies. You don't know what is good for you. If we know what is good for us, why is it that two people will decide to do something together? Later they will say, we have regretted of doing it. If we know what is good for us. We don't know what is good for us. We don't know. That's why we must allow God to bring into reality his will concerning our lives. You don't know what is good for you. If you knew what is good for you, it would have been better than the way you are. Like all the sufferings in our life, it has ceased. Not only here, all over the world, people are suffering. No solution. Because man have decided to choose his own way. We have decided to do our own thing. I can testify to you or convince you that majority of people I have issues with is the issue of their will. It's not the issue of anything. It's the issue of their will. Anybody that I've ever had problem with is the issue of their will. The people want you to give them their will, give them the chance to do what they want to do. And that's why we are suffering. Why can't they allow me to do what I want to do? Why can't they allow me to go where I want to go? Why can't they allow me to say what I want to say? It's not done that way, because there is a will of God for your life, and that will is what must rule you, not your own choice. Because what you choose will land you into big trouble. I can tell you. I can tell you. I won't deceive you. Your ways will lead you to this. The Bible says there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end of that way is destruction. And this is the greatest enemy to our life is not the devil. The greatest enemy to our life is not the devil. The greatest enemy to our life is not witches. The greatest enemy to our life is not demons. The greatest enemy to our life is our will. Oh, I'm telling you. The greatest enemy to your life is not the devil. It's not anybody who is doing something. The greatest enemy to your life is your own will, your own choice. That's the greatest enemy to your life. If you are going to have peace in life, it's not the devil, it is your own. If you are going to have joy in your life, it's not the devil, it is you. Because your will and the will of God, they are always in conflict. It started from the beginning. God created the garden. Everything was in the garden. The man does not have problem. Man does not have any issue. Man was happy. Man was enjoying. Because God told man, you are free to eat everything in this garden. But of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, you shall not eat it. You shall not touch it. You shall not smell it. You shall not eat it. Because the day you shall eat it, you shall die. What happened? Man chose his will. And man ate the fruit. Let me tell you, renew your mind from today. Never blame any demon anywhere. Never. You know, we like saying, oh, this person is doing me. This person is doing me. My auntie and my grandmother and my so and so, they are the one destroying me. It is somehow, there is amount of truth in it because there are evil people around. There are wicked people around. But you see, they have no power over you if you can submit your will to the will of God. I'm telling you. They have no power over you. My enemies does not have power over me. My enemies cannot defeat me. My enemies cannot make me fail. My enemies cannot mock at me. The only way they can get me is when I am outside God's will. But so long as I remain in the will of God and walk in the will of God, let them try their worst. It will not happen. It won't happen. It won't happen. Every one of us have enemies. I have so many enemies around this area, around far places, enemies. A lot of people are wishing your downfall, who are wishing for you to fail. They have been waiting to say, hey, we said it. They have been waiting since and they will die and it won't happen. Do you know why? Because I'm not ready to come out of the will of God. At all. I'm not ready to do that. When a man walked, Adam was secure. Adam was healthy. Adam was free. Adam was enjoying until the day he decided to work on his own will. This is our problem. Our own. Why can't they give me a chance to do what? Why? This is what is the greatest enemy to our progress. I need to be free. I need to do what I want to do. Why can't they allow? Why can't they allow us? Why can't they? This is why we are dying. This is why we are failing. This is why we are suffering. A car, the manufacturer of any car or any machine is safe in the hands of the manufacturer. All these mechanics we see around, they are not manufacturers of the car, so they are repairers. So they do try your luck. Amen. But those who manufacture the car, they know what is wrong with the car. If you turn the car, like for instance, if you buy Kia from Kia Motors in Accra, and something happens, you take the car there, they have every information about the car. I remember years ago we took one Kia we were using. They have no record of our car because they didn't buy it from there. It was home use they brought. So they told that there's no information. Where do you got the car from? Even do you know that if you are going to change oil of your car, when you open the driver's side, they have the type of oil, this thing they've written, they paste it there. So when you take to the right place where they service car, they will look at the oil, W so and so, then they will put that oil inside. But if you cannot read to know what is there, some problem is they check some number on the car. Then you call so and so. How many? Which year? 2011. They will just trace what is wrong and then they will give you the pass. But if you have no idea of where the car is coming from, that's why you get to some place, they are selling oil. So, so God created you, God formed you, God has a plan for you, and his plan is the best of all the plans that you have for yourself. It's the best. So what do? To assess God's plan for your life is telling you, pray that the will of God in heaven will be done in your life. That is the first step. Always pray that let your will, O Lord, be done in my life. Don't just pray, just mean that prayer. You know, we have no rest. We are full of restlessness, pain, unhappiness. We are regretting all the time because we have given ourselves to our own will. If you pass the why? It's because you don't know where you are going. You don't know what is good for you. So those of us that have discovered the will of God for our life and we are walking in it, are you listening to me? We are working in it. We can tell you that that is where peace, joy, happiness, sound, and rest is there for you. Things must not be done anyhow. Things must be done according to the instruction of your maker. Don't just travel, I'm going to this place, I'm going to marry, I'm going to... No. The problem we have is that our will, we cannot submit our will to the will of God. Have you ever come across people who change churches like that? They move to this church, they go, they say, I don't like what they are doing there. They move to, I don't like what they are doing there. They move. Do you know their problem? Their problem is not changing of church. Their problem is lack of submitting themselves to the will of God. Their will is leading them. It's your will that is leading you. I have discovered the secret. So I have brought my will under the will of God. Say, God, whatever you want me to do, I'm ready to do. Our will is our enemy. It's our will that is our enemy. Your will is your enemy. It's not the devil. Let me be plain to you. I've been casting demons. I've been dealing with demons. But I can tell you plain that 99% of the problem we are facing is our own. What we want. What to choose. People go to school. They go to university. They'll choose some course. They will come out and they will now be selling charcoal. What happened to them? They waste all their years trying to read zoology in university. But if they should submit that will under the will of God and say, God, what do you want me to do? Go and read. Then whatever you went there to read becomes very meaningful to your life, to your generation, and to your people. Are you listening to me? One of the sisters that was working in a place, and there was a problem. One of her sisters there was a problem. She stopped the work. He want to start it. But all that time, he said, want to start her own work. When he told me, I was not comfortable with starting her own work. At that time, the madam was not treating her well. The madam was really not handling her well. But the second, I said, go. Today, she should be thanking God for listening to the voice of God. Our will is our greatest enemy in life. Your will, not the devil. Forget about witches and wizards in your family, demons in your family. They don't do you more harm than your own will. Because every one of us has a will and we want to do what we want to do. So when we go, oh, we cannot do what they say we should. We cannot do it. And sometimes people come to church and they want you to follow their will, to come out of the happiness you are in. No. Whether it is 3 people sitting down or 4 people sitting down here, God spoke to me some few months ago. He said, it is better to present to me 5 people in heaven than for thousands of church members leading you to hell. That's what God told me. God said to me, it is better for you to bring to me 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that are genuine Christians, than for thousands of members taking you, pastor, to hell. Why are they thinking? Because 99% of church activities that we run in churches are designed by church members and church elders. It's true. Oh, pastor, why can't we bring comedian to come and display for us to laugh? Pastor, why can't we do this one? Pastor, why can't we do that one? It is the members that are showing the pastor what he should do, and that's what will take the pastor to hell. Do you know members have made pastors to be charging today? Members have made pastors to be charging consultation fee. It's the members. Because I pray for Sister A, he didn't give me anything. I pray for Brother B, he didn't give. So now I'm going to use a strategy. I'm going to sell oil. I'm going to sell tomatoes. I'm going to sell manches. I'm going to sell gas cylinder. I'm going to sell anointing oil from Israel. I'm going to sell. It is the members that have made the church pastors to become like that. It is the members. It is the members. They are so bitter about what the members could not do for them. So now let's do a strategy. I pray for Mr. Felix. He's not giving me anything. So let me find a way of telling him that some thunder is going to strike. So if thunder is going to strike, he must sow a seed of 100 million so that I'll pray and that thunder will not happen. So Mr. Felix's life will take me to hell. We are selling stickers. We are selling powder. We are selling. Very soon, they'll even sell face masks. They will say at the door and print the name of the church and say, this face mask, when you put it on, coronavirus will not catch you. It is 10,000 and you will buy. And that is what the pastors are doing, and that is what is going to take a lot of pastors to hell. Because instead of them to depend on the will of God for their life, instead of them to depend on the counsel of God for their life, they are depending on the counsel of men and the will of men, and they are running the church. Recently, we bought a machine. See the number of members we have. God spoke to me about the people I should call. Say, call this person, and let them gather together and let them do this thing. Immediately, it was done. It was done. It was done. No fundraising. About 5 or 8 people, they just did it. Bam. Just like that. Than to come and say, you know, how many people get $1,000 so that the Lord is going to give you financial breakthrough, which God has not spoken to me about. You see, a lot of pastors are on their way to hell because instead of them to submit themselves to the counsel of Jesus, the owner of the church, the master of the universe, the creator of the heavens and the earth, instead of them to submit their ministry and their churches and their leadership under Christ, they are running it by the regulations of the elders and the deacons and the deaconesses of the church. So they'll go to hell. Your total rest, listen, your total rest is only guaranteed when you submit your will under the will of the Father. A total rest. To us, failure is when nothing is moving. No. You fail when you decided to go on your own way. The day you decide to walk on your own path, that is the day you sign your signature in the file of failure. No man follow God with his will and find himself in shame. I'm a living testimony. I have never suffered some shame that people suffer because I decided to submit myself under the will of God. Don't forget what I told you. Your greatest enemy is not the devil. It's not witches. It's not wizards. It's not any shrine anywhere. Your greatest enemy is your own will. Never forget this one. It's your own will. Power to choose your own way is where your defeat is. The book of John chapter 12, from verse number 24. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall onto the ground, it dies and it abide alone. But if it dies, it brings forth much fruit. You see, your will need to die. Your will need to die. You need to kill your will and allow the will of God to speak in your life. You must kill your will. How do you kill your will? You say, from today, I don't want to do anything on my own. I want God to give me green light in every situation. No matter how long it takes. You know, our problem, we cannot wait. We cannot wait. We are always in a hurry. Oh, as for God, when you're working with God, a lot of things will delay. But that is the best. People say that God delays. God doesn't delay. God prepare. It takes his time to prepare things for people. That's why it looks like it delays. When you go and buy a designer shoe, a designer shirt, a designer trousers, they don't take one day to design it. It's designer. So they take time to design it. So when God is going to give you something, God will take time to prepare the thing and prepare you for it. I've seen a man want to marry the man. God must speak. If it takes 20 years, God has not spoken, you must still wait. And that is why our problem. That's why I say your will. It should be fast, quick. We want God to react like a robot. You just press him, then he's just acting. So if God delayed, that means that it's not God. We need our own way. August, September, I must do this thing. December, November, I must do this thing. That is when yourself, your own self is now working, not God. Yourself. I am 35, I need to marry. Like a young man told me some time ago that when he's 30, he's going to get married. No matter what, he's going to get married. At the age of 30, I'm going to marry. That is the will of, this is our will. So even when there was a signal, a sign that things are not going to work, he has concluded at the age of 30, I must get married. Not when God is talking, no. He said, and at the age of 30, he entered into marriage. There has never been rest. Never been rest. Are you still around? It's important. Your greatest enemy is your will. If you can kill your will and bring your will under the will of God, I tell you, your peace, your joy, your happiness, your security, your health, everything about your future is at rest. This is the key. Adam was at rest when he has not gone his own way. The day Adam went his own way, rest left Adam. Everything about Adam became upside down. Suffering here and there, going up and down. I'm telling you today, kill your will. As the Bible tells us now. Except a corn of wheat fall to the ground, abide there. But when it dies, then it can germinate and grow. So until you kill your will, the will of God cannot, because two wills cannot work at the same time. Until you kill your own will and allow the will of God to reign, what we call peace, you will never have it. The whole world is struggling. The whole world is under pain because we've gone our own way. It's no more God. It's now what we choose, what we want. Oh, I feel like going to this church today. There are people who are like that. I feel like visiting this church. Today I feel like going here. Today I feel like going there. Today I feel like going here. Today I feel like going there. I don't like this pastor. I don't like this message. I don't like, when your will dies, you like what God likes. You don't like what you like. You like what God likes. That is what it means to kill your will. When you kill your will and you allow the will of God, everything ahead of you is straightened, is smooth. Let's conclude that part. John 12:25. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hate his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. He that loveth his life shall lose it. You see, he that allow his will to prevail have no future. You love your life, you shall lose it. But he that loses his life because of my will shall gain it back. That is to tell you, when you allow the will and the purposes of God in your life, you secure your future. You have rest. Look at it. It's telling you clear. Anybody who listens to this message, it's an opportunity to choose. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hates his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. You see, if you choose your own way, you will suffer forever. But if you submit your will to God, say, God, any aspect of my life, I submit it to you. I don't want to move. And that's what some of us we have done. We have given our all to him. You want us to sleep, we will sleep. You want us to shout, we will shout. You want us to walk, we will walk. We have no life of our own. So this is why we have peace in our lives, rest in our life, good health, sound mind, peace of mind. You don't wake up midnight and put your hand like this and be thinking, what is happening? It's because you know the one you have given your life to, the one you have handed over your will to, is capable to take care of you. He's going to take care of you. The fear of the future is as a result of we walking on our own way. That is the fear of the future. Do you know why you are afraid of the future? And you see, people have fear of the future and they express it when they even talk, when they walk. You see people walking like that. You know, there's no future. There's no future. Because they have not submitted their will to God, therefore they are on their own. They're on their own. Let's go to 26. Give us 26. 26. 12:26. If any man serve me, let him follow me, and where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor. It's another thing to serve God. It's another thing to give your will to him. You see, you must follow him. He said when you serve him, you must follow him. So it's not only good to be serving him, you must also follow him. You know, every aspect of your life can be at rest. One thing is for sure, just submit your will to his will. Have no plans, have no ambitions. There are some places they design a whole year, they design program for the year. November is youth. December, it is women's fellowship. They have lined up, not God gave them, or they themselves have designed their own plans. And they are doing their own thing. You must submit your full life to Him for you to have rest and peace of mind. You must do that. Paul said it boldly. He said, for me to live is Christ, for me to die is gain. It means that he has handed over his all to Him. If you can do this, I can guarantee you, you have no fear of the future. No matter what is coming, you have no fear of the future. Because you know the one you have committed yourself to is capable to take care of you. You know that. You see why we are not worried. Some of us, we are not worried. You may be worried about us. When Jesus was on the cross, see the powerful statement Jesus made. When the women were crying, oh, Jesus, he told John, hold your mother. Then he told the mother, hold your son. He said, you daughters, don't cry for me, oh. Cry for yourself and your children. Cry for yourself and your children. My brother, my sister, your future can be very happy future. If only you can surrender your full life